Live from New York, it's Sunday night.
Oh, I like that. Let's go, folks.
Listen, Sunday nights are no longer for HBO, okay? Tonight is going to be about big gamers, small talk. You can game while you listen to us on your Xbox or any local device. Anyways, we got a lot to talk about tonight. I'm great, and I am very, very appreciative of Next Gen for letting me host tonight on my channel. So thank you very much, buddy.
Yes, you the man. Mooch the man. Yeah, give Mooch a round of applause for that kick-ass first video, epic.
Oh, hell yeah, bro.
Fucking epic.
Not a round of applause.
Fucking epic. Clap. Hey, Tim, you got to get your shit up and popping out, Tim. Come on, bring it full circle, baby.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah. You got to do that slow clap,
dude,
man.
I don't think I'm going to be able to match that. Let me tell you
Hey, people just want to see you like flip out and freak out, Tim.
Just get on the video and do this, Tim Dog. Come on.
Yeah.
Hey, Tim, you gotta say this though, Tim. You got Aaron Greenberg to show up for a podcast for a dude that has like 120 subscribers.
That's true.
That just happened on
cool.
the spur. But
yeah, it was like a spur of the moment thing. I get it, but that was still pretty damn impressive, dude. Well, you know what was really impressive to me, and we'll get into some of the topics just real quick, but that Aaron Greenberg, who's like one of the big wigs at Microsoft in the Xbox division, would just jump in and do a podcast to hang out with fans. You know what I mean? I mean that's something
that's how real they are.
What the hell I missed?
He did a podcast with what's his name?
Darnay Riddick.
Darnay, yeah.
PTK
I don't know
Blam.
what the fuck that is, but okay. Kudos.
PTK Blam, I think that's his name.
That's
Twitter
my
name.
boy. That's my
He
boy.
just started.
Cool.
He just started his channel, right?
Oh,
but it's
the
just
guy with the green Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That
and
was
he
epic.
he basically just started his channel recently, and it's pretty good. And then next thing you know, like Tim Dog was just hopping in there with him, and then next people are tweeting me, "Dude, he's got Aaron Greenberg in there." And I was like, all right, man, that's pretty kick-ass. I was like listening to it, and it was just like it occurred to me that I could never see Yoshida or Adam Boys or any of those people on Sony's side hop into a hangout with a Sony fan, and that's something that I think can't be.
They're for the gamers, so they're for the
No,
gamers.
no, dude. If you wanted to pretend that you're a pony, then yeah, like everything. They're there for the game. Sure, they would do that. They're just busy. They're very busy. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Like when you don't sleep on the stage at Gamescom. Oh, he's so tired. I said, what?
Yeah, he's tired. But no, I mean, do you guys really seriously see that any of them offer to do anything like that?
No.
I mean, I don't see
No, I haven't seen Yoshida do anything since he appeared on Showstoppers channel.
Oh,
Last stop.
Let me find my tapes. That dude's great.
Play the devil's advocate here. Let me ask you guys a question. Do you think Microsoft will be doing all this if they wouldn't? I'm not thinking they keep their teeth kicked in, but if they, at the beginning of the generation, they did get, hounded and harassed by the media, and still to this day, do you think they will still be doing all this stuff like they're doing now? If they didn't get, they wasn't giving the Xbox brand such a hard way to go.
In my opinion, Aaron was always very social. From what I remember, I went on Twitter. He was the first guy I tweeted, and he like instantly favored. But no, it's probably it definitely is, a direct result. I mean, when I was at E3, their whole thing is to be humble. Like that's their mode right now, and they've actually became a part of the community. Like you look at Mike Ybarra, he's like playing with like Beard and Doc Cupcakes, and he's in parties every night. Aaron's always accessible, comes on the show. Would it have happened? I don't know. But what they're doing, they're going in Uncharted Waters right now. I mean, they're becoming part of the community, and that's a very powerful thing.
Yeah, and Tim, to just reinforce that, I literally today, Beard was talking to Mike Ibarra, and I'm a huge, I don't know whether it's a closet Diablo fan or not, I put in at least 200 hours into that game.
Let it be known.
Well, between 360, I've got 270 level characters out on that. I actually grabbed it on my Mac when Diablo 3 first came out because it wasn't on console.
Yeah,
and then I grabbed it on Xbox One. Yeah, I went loose with it. I went crazy, and I just hit up Beard and Mike, and literally Mike hits me back. He's like, let's play tonight, blah, blah, blah. He's trying to talk me into playing on Windows, which was like I'd have to get back on the PC circuit for that. But I'm like, Mike, come on, you work for Xbox One. I'm like, can you meet me on the fucking one, please? You know what I mean? I'm promoting your brand, bro. You know what I mean?
Hey, let me ask you a question. Wait, as far as the Diablo, are you able to take your character from from console or platform to platform?
No, you were able to move from the 360
To the
the
Xbox
one,
One?
but all the stuff I did on my Mac, I can't bring over.
Oh, okay.
Up to my knowledge, so I stand corrected if somebody can, in the comments section, comment on that.
So I take it that you're a big fan of Destiny.
Absolutely not.
No.
And I'll tell you why.
Listen,
Listen, I know it's supposed to be the same thing, and the fact of the grinding and this and that, but there's something about it. And coming from playing it on the PC level and then playing it to Xbox 360 and Xbox One, there's something about how the controller scheme, and I said this years ago when Diablo 3 first came to only PC. I said there's something about it when you've actually got every single button, Z, on your Xbox One controller. Every one has a function. And I don't know about you, but I mean, you got to be real good. I mean, you're a killer instinct beast. Like, you can just crush everything. Like, to be able to work the entire controller and to make everything. I mean, there's some timing to it. People call it button mashing. It's not button mashing. Button mashing's like, when you're in a fight in Batman Arkham Knight or something like that. This is like, actually, you got to time them out, know what's going on. You walk into a blistering fight, you're going to lose. But the grinding element in the Diablo series that makes it different than the Destiny. Destiny, you're playing 60, 70, 160, 260, and at the end of doing 16 raids for 4.5 hours apiece, you get like a yellow scarf and a pair of sneakers.
Yeah,
I don't need that shit. Yo, people.
Oh my god! Yo, people fucking illest, man.
For real, like literally, they're showing like their goddamn like. They all they show on Destiny is literally like items that like they show their character off.
Hey, I don't know if you guys watch this channel. I think they're called Outside Xbox, and some of the people on there used to be on the British dude. He used to be on like the Xbox dashboard on the 360 and have a show that was pretty funny. And they were really funny. They were making fun of Destiny. He's like, "Look, I got this rare Destiny Engram." He's like, "What does it trade in for?" And he goes, "Oh, the same pair of shoes that you were already wearing." I mean, that basically explains what's wrong with Destiny is you can sit there and grind and end up with the same stuff that you already had.
And that doesn't happen with Diablo crap. That's the whole point. They've actually designed it. They've really perfected the crafting.
I have it, but I've never played it.
Oh, buddy, I'm telling you, it's great. You put in a good. I don't know. You got to put in, good 10 hours. But you play the game, you get shit. You actually get stuff that actually it makes your character look badass.
The last time I played a game like that, and I had to grind. I'm all this and was collecting stuff. Was fucking what's that? Fantasy Star. It was on Xbox Live, whatever Fantasy Star that was. And I was all about that. I got this mag, and I was getting my gear, my guns up. That's the last game I played like that, and then I was actually grinding, getting rare collectible items, and that was shit.
Let me ask you guys a question, because this kind of ties into this. A lot of people always ask me, because they knew I was a Diablo fan, but I'm not a Destiny fan. The word on the street is The Division, which is lots of marketing rights for Xbox. If they are going to be able to, like, I heard that's the same kind of thing. It's going to be a grind. You got your team.
I heard it's supposed to be a MMO type style type game. Well, not whatever. From what I played. Fuck that. It is what it is. From what I played with the beta, the shit wasn't fun. You know what I mean? I
didn't like the beta either.
It just wasn't fun. I
cannot confirm nor deny that the beta.
But no, fuck that. Listen here, man. Fuck it. I swallowed the sign up. I'm gonna take one for the team here. I got that Men in Black outside my door right now. That wasn't just fun. It wasn't fun. It wasn't. I don't know.
That concerns me, Z, because I've heard that not just from. I've just heard that through the community. And I'll be honest with you, I watched the EA had was it EA now or Ubisoft? Excuse me. Ubisoft had that 19-minute demo during E3 that they did after Microsoft's event. And I thought it was, of course, it was perfect conditions. It was monitored. It was all like had a spokesman going through it. But I'll tell you, if it holds true and it's not buggy and it's not laggy and it's got this and that, what it really is a much more well-defined type of Destiny, and it's also like today. So you're using AK-47. You're using real weapons. You're not using this futuristic stick shit where you jump on like a land racer and you jump to one side of the moon and you get off the same shit, go back to the other side of the moon. That to me, that was where Destiny. And the other thing that lost me on Destiny was the beta killed it. When we all got the beta for Destiny.
Beta. You know what? That killed it for me.
It killed it for me.
I didn't like the beta.
I played it for 30 hours that weekend, and then when they cut it off, and then I got the game, I put it in, and I said to my buddy, I said, "Ain't this the same shit we just did?" And they're like,
"Yeah, you literally have to go through the first few hours. Yeah, the same stuff that you already did. It's like usually a beta will like play something a little bit different, and with Destiny, it wasn't. You literally had to go over the first like four hours again." right, that you already did in the beta, because none of that stuff carried over. And it was just like, to be honest with you, I gave up on Destiny before the raids even released. I was like, this is bad. It's really bad.
Yeah,
So
I gave up on it. So people said when you get to level 20, the game starts. Listen, you cannot talk. You can't talk anybody into playing a game for like literally 200 hours. Then it picks up.
I hate when people talk about Destiny. Even like I remember the first time I met Phil. He loves that game. He was talking about it.
You know
it's
what?
just, to me, I just can't get into it at all.
You know what's going to be? I'm going to play the devil's advocate again. Okay, I got the minute like I saw the door. Had that been an Xbox One exclusive, do you think would we still have the same tone?
No, that shit would have been dead.
I still wouldn't want that trash.
It's still bad. You know why it's bad? Because of what we expected.
Yeah.
Bungie did Halo. I was expecting a Halo-type campaign. Halo is known for their amazing campaigns and lore.
It's a story, though. Halo had Halo has a story.
They told
That's
us it was going to be, they had it sold as this big old open world MMO where you was able to have different upgrades and multiple. And what it became is just a cape and a cloth painting and some shoes.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's
Showstopper. Didn't the story sound interesting? You have this thing this thing protecting the Earth or whatever, this one city, and it sounded all good. And then you play the game, and nobody even talks until like halfway through the game, and you have that terrible.
Ain't no story, no nothing.
Yeah, that terrible Dinklage voiceover work. Hey, welcome. Over 200 people watching on Mooch channel. That's pretty impressive.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah,
Second video.
Danger.
That's those Mooch maniacs coming out of nowhere, man.
No Mooch maniacs, brother. What you gonna do?
Yeah.
Nobody coming at your butt. You just stand. No danger.
Yeah, danger.
But yeah. So hey, let me ask you guys this question real quick. All right, do you think Microsoft? I mean, look, when you're investing into what game to partner with, it's always a crapshoot if it's a new IP. I think Microsoft has maybe guessed a little bit wrong with some of the IPs they partner with, like The Division and Evolve. I mean, look, Evolve won how many E3 awards did Evolve win? It won a ton, right? It won a ton, and it ended up being very lackluster, and it ended up not really doing anything from Microsoft, and same thing with The Division.
But The Division hasn't come out yet. Maybe they got some time to turn it around.
The Division could have a lot of potential. We'll be playing that in December on beta. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's the real
I hope they.
I got other shit to play, man. I ain't gonna be bothered with that.
Okay, tell me your question. What was it that you didn't like about it? To me, it just wasn't fun. I mean, I can't put my finger on one particular thing. It just wasn't fun to me.
I think the one thing that would kill it, Z, that ties in with that, is if very similar to Destiny, it's another thing where it's like, get your core team, these are things that are going on in the city, but there's no story. If they don't have a good story, they're going to lose people. I don't
know. The Ubisoft kind of, because even the Rainbow Six, I did, the beta on PC, and that wasn't fun either. So I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, what's going on? I remember, I'm going to take you guys back. I remember Ubisoft was the king of the fucking shooters. Before the Call of Duties, the Ghost Recons, and that was the shooter to play on the Xbox and the Xbox 360. Back then. I don't know what I don't sad to say, but they lost their way. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But even Rainbow Six, it wasn't that fun to me. You know what I mean? And I was really looking forward to Rainbow Six. I don't know, man.
So are you thinking bailing on that now, Z?
Like I said, I don't know, bro.
I said
I got too much shit on my list to be playing, I mean? I ain't getting enough time on my goddamn day as it is. But
that's my whole thing with the Rainbow Six thing with me, and I said this a couple BGSTs ago, was that's another, and people, man, they throw mud when I say this, but that's another, what was that one thing where you're 1 versus 4 against a monster and it just didn't make
Evolve.
Evolve didn't make it, man. Like, it's too much of a commitment with a group of 4, and if one person in the group fails, the game's over. Now, listen, you get into any team, okay, we do a 4-person in Halo, we go into a 4-person with Gears and 3, if one person's not so good, you're like, listen, we did it the other night, we were all kind of jamming, a bunch of us were jamming on Gears, it was only 2, because we were playing Gears Ultimate, but there was a lot of people in the chat, we were all bullshitting, and one person was like, oh, I'm not that good at that. It's like, yo, just hang tight with me, I'll get you through this. You could still be kind of bad, but when you're playing Rainbow Six or any of these Evolve, you're playing these types of games, you have 1 or 2 bad guys in your group, the game's over. So you're constantly starting that mission over, you're constantly redoing that event, and I got news for you, when it's a grinding type of game, that shit gets old fast. So you don't want to have somebody. So my point in this rant is your experience, your good times, is all dependent on the other player in your group, and that's too much of a risk for you to sit on the couch for 4 hours and waste your time.
You know what? And just to go back, we kind of go what Crap was saying. Microsoft partner with the wrong. I think they should have gotten bid with Destiny. Being as even like I don't care for the game, but the game was fucking huge. And there's no denying that. But it's so
That's true.
But it ended up selling really well on their platform anyway, and they didn't have
I
to
know,
spend
but you know,
75
Sony's
million.
a lot of consoles on the fact of on the whole. And at the end of the day, these partnerships are to sell consoles. Let's be clear with that.
I think that Microsoft probably thought it was a little too close to Halo, and that's why they didn't want to market it. Because if you think about it, that's the reason why they didn't buy Crytek back in the day, because they said we already had a sci-fi space shooter.
You know what? Check it out though. I mean, Crytek and who the fuck made that decision? Because there's two games are night and day. Like they're nothing. They're just the only thing they have in common is that both of them being a first-person shooter. But if you go back to that leaked document from Microsoft when it came out 2010, and they talked about Destiny there in that document, and from what that document said, that article, that was supposed to have been exclusive for a year or 2 year time. So I don't know what the fuck happened between then and now, you know what I mean? But that was supposed to be a 2-year exclusive or something along those lines.
Well, what happened was that Bungie got away from them, and Bungie's just started.
No, they were already away from them.
Right, but there was bad blood right after that. There was. I heard Balmer threw a chair when they lost.
Yeah, I heard.
So there's bad blood. They moved away. They went in bed with Sony, and that's how business works. It was probably. Money was exchanged, or money.
75 million, something like that. That's what I heard.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Sony's been doing that. They've been doing that.
Paid them 75 million.
They've done that better. They've backed the
Oh my
third-party wars better than Microsoft by 10 times. We can all agree on that, but that's something that's hit or miss too. The division. God
damn, Sony gave them away. Well, that's a lot. See, now you know where the God of War 4 is at. The Gran Turismo. They paid $75 million for that? Jesus.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. They actually, Sony Santa Monica was working on a game that was similar to that, a first-person shooter MMO type deal, and instead of that, remember they canceled it and fired the guy.
Oh yeah.
And then they ended up doing the deal with Destiny because they figured that would be the better bet.
It is. I mean, it's being real. That's the first. Don't get me wrong. What made it so big for Sony is the first time they're getting Bungie to work on the game for their platform. You know what I mean? Oh, we got our own Halo. You know what I mean? Even though it's not Halo, nowhere near. But that was the big thing. Ooh, we got our own Halo. You know what I mean? Regardless, Sony fans talk so much shit about Halo, but they give their right fucking nut to have their own fucking Halo. You know what I mean? And again, and that's one of the problems I do have with Sony, because that's not your lane. That's not what you do. Sony makes shit first-person shooters. That's not what you do. What Sony's strong point is they're one-player, story-driven games. You know what I mean? God of War.
You're 100% right, and that's why I kind of want to slap every gamer on the wrist right here for a second. That's all these people that are jumping ship saying, "Oh wow, Black Ops 3 now on Sony. What a great move! This is great for Sony. I'm gonna go buy it for PS4." Listen, even Red Dragon, to quote him today, he said, "Boy, I made a mistake in thinking this. The DualShock 4 is just not meant for first-person shooters."
It's not.
And here's the thing: we all knew this. In my personal opinion, when I saw Bungie was going over this, basically had the marketing deal with Sony, and I saw Black Ops was going over, had the marketing deal, I said to myself, "I'm giving the gamers the benefit of the doubt here." I said, I have no doubt that the brethren, in the gaming world would say, I've been playing Call of Duty for the past 6 years on Xbox, 7 years locked in. I know how this feels. I cannot go from how I feel comfortable to my thumb knuckles banging into each other every time I want to run forward or move right. And you're cramping your hand like you get carpal tunnel.
It's not for.
You can't do that. But it's funny. You've got all these, just people who are sheep. They just fall in line. That's all they. What? It's over there now. Okay, I'll make a right. And they went over there, and I don't understand that. That's what I'm trying to say to people. Talk some sense to them. I'm hoping people like Red Dragon, people like us, people that listen to Big Gamer Small Talk, understand what we're trying to say is that you got to go with what are the reasons? Frames per second. Okay, hear me out, everybody. This is what first-person shooters matter. Frames per second and controller. That's what dictates a good first-person shooter. And Xbox and Black Ops 3 is better frames per second and has a better controller. So why would you leave? I don't get it.
I don't. At the end of the day, I think that's just the media. Motherfuckers are gonna buy Call of Duty on the Xbox. Are still gonna get on your fucking Xbox. I don't think that that's going to get any new customers for Sony. Oh, I'm going to get me a PS4 now because they get a map pack first. No. I mean, you'd be a fucking fool to think that Call of Duty is not coming out. They can
Mooch,
get that
check
off
your
with the smaller
DM.
multiplats.
Okay.
Mooch, check the DM on Twitter real quick.
Yeah.
They can get it off with the smaller multiplats, but a franchise like Call of Duty, for the die-hard Duty players, I don't think they're going to deviate from that, and just, we get a map pack here first. I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong, but, I don't think, I will hope not, you know what I mean? I'm just not a Duty dude. I mean, and that's what you guys like. This is not my thing. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm only, at the end of the day, I'm just an Xbox dude. And I try, sometimes I have to step outside the bubble a little bit because I can't be biased. We all are biased to a certain extent. I just prefer the Xbox over the PlayStation. You know what I mean? Is that wrong? Like when I buy a game, it's crazy. When I buy a game, no matter whatever the game was, prime example, Metal Gear. Get that a couple days early. Why would you get it for? Why? What the fuck would not? Motherfucker, I'm an Xbox dude. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, the PS4 is just for exclusives. You know what I mean? I'm always gonna be that way, man. Regardless, I don't give a fuck. That Xbox version could have been 520p. I still would have bought it. I'm an Xbox dude, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you said that in today's video, I think, Z, when you were talking a little bit about Metal Gear. You were like, I don't give a shit. Or it was the other day when you were talking. You were like, I don't give a shit at this point when we're talking about Ps. The game looks amazing.
Yeah, it does.
It plays good, and it's on my console of choice. And like you said, people don't seem to get it. Isn't the console of choice more than just the goddamn Ps? We're past this, people. It's 2 years now. You got to talk about controller. You got to talk about Xbox Live. You got to talk about features. What else is this thing doing for you besides 180Ps? And nobody's ever got anything. They don't even have any exclusives coming for the third Christmas in a row.
And that whole piece thing is just basically kind of a situation where it's just a Sony marketing ploy because it doesn't matter. You look at here's the facts of the matter. I played the Call of Duty Black Ops 3 beta on PS4. I played the Call of Duty Black Ops beta on the Xbox One. The PS4 version was like a goddamn flip book. You were skipping and stuttering all around. I could not do it, and it wasn't my connection. I had 3 and 4 bar, and apparently this was just the issue, and I wasn't the only one that had it. When I played on the Xbox One, the only issue that I had was one, redeeming the code at first, and then once I got into the beta, it crashed about 3 or 4 times to the dashboard. Other than that, it was smooth, and it had no kind of situation where it was laggy or anything like that.
Yeah, the Sony. I was gonna do a video. I said, man, fuck it. I got too much shit going on right now. But yeah, the PlayStation 4 version was very, very laggy. Very laggy. Like it was fucking skipping across the screen. I said, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, it's just a beta, bro. Calm down. Yeah.
Well, you know what it is? I think
it was crashing a lot when I had got into it. But go ahead, Tim.
No, you know what it is with the 180p? It does matter to an effect. It does matter because they say you can see clearer, like enemies in the background or this and that. But the fact is that that's just one element of the whole deal, and they act like that's the only thing that matters. There are a lot of things that go into a game like Call of Duty, like the online, the controller, and everything else that goes with it. So it is an advantage for PS4, but it is not the reason why. You have to look at it in a logical way. Would Xbox want to be a 1080p? Yeah, and maybe in the future they might, but at the end of the day, the controller, and especially when I get the Elite.
Oh my God!
The Elite.
Have you reserved yours already?
The Elite is the game changer in my.
Have you reserved yours, guys? Have any of you guys reserved yours?
Yeah, I was going to buy it.
Mine.
I was going to buy it today because I'm a little up on money. So
I saw that it was. I got it the minute that it was announced at E3.
So you guys, were you getting yours from Amazon or GameStop?
I ordered it. Yeah, I ordered it on. What was it there? I did it on Amazon at first, but then now I switched over because I got a $50. I bought that deal they had with the consoles. Microsoft gave that $50 on top of the games they gave. It was back in June or some shit.
From the Microsoft store?
Yeah, and they gave on top of all the shit they gave you with the free game and this and that and blah, blah, blah. Then I also got with the 1 terabyte black mat. That's beautiful. That beautiful black mat 1 terabyte one. They gave you a $50 gift certificate to anything on what is it there? The Microsoft store. So I went and I canceled Amazon, bought it on Microsoft, got it for $100.
Oh,
but
wow.
it says October 6th. When I ordered it with Amazon, it said October 31st. When I ordered it with Microsoft, it said October 6th.
Oh shit.
So, who knows?
Yeah, I don't really fuck with I try not to do business with GameStop, but for like my controllers and my consoles and stuff, like either get from there with Best Buy so I can put a warranty on it. I don't buy them shits in the hood.
You guys really have no idea how your life is. When you feel that fucking controller, it feels like a gun. Like that's what
I heard, Tim.
It's just ridiculous.
That's what I heard. It feels like a fucking Glock in your hand.
It's like I asked Yubara, I said on Twitter, I said, you don't use anything other than that Elite, right? And he's like, nothing.
Yeah, they have theirs already.
They have theirs, yeah. They're all set up. They got their new UI, too. I want that.
Yeah. Man, lucky bastard.
That's what I'm jonesing for. I mean, I want that controller. Of course, I ordered it day one, but I got news for you. That UI, that's what I'm drooling for. I am drooling.
I heard it's really coming along well too. There's no hiccups.
So when is the public get it?
I'm thinking it's gonna be the middle of the month. What do you think, Tim? You got any insight?
Well, no, I have no insight. I usually just predict. I was actually talking about this. I'm gonna say this week. I think that they're gonna set it off September, but that's a bold statement. So.
I want to say this too because I did. Like I said, I don't try to do much business with GameStop, but I did end up getting my Gears Ultimate from them. When I was in line. There were so many fucking people buying Gears. People buying more Gears than fucking Madden. I was there. It blew me a fucking way. Like, this was a good call by Microsoft. Like, this is how you rejuvenate the fucking franchise because everyone's talking about it now. Like, they kind of bombed out with the Judgment shit, but going right back to the drawing board. Everyone's excited for Gears now. Everybody's talking about Gears, and I wonder how many you think probably did like 340,000 the first week, maybe more than that. That shit was like you had to see that line.
We'll never know, man, because Microsoft they're tight-lipped about that stuff, man.
But DVD's coming out. I mean, when it does.
Yeah, but again, a lot of people. I mean, how many of here who has it bought digital? I mean, I bought physical, but
true.
I bought digital.
Exactly. See, Mooch probably buys digital, and
well, I mean, I buy digital, but if and this is something. Now, listen, this is a subject we're going to talk about in a minute because. Thanks to Zaire, I'm going to have to eat my own words. I might have to hit Metal Gear Solid. But listen, I'll tell you what I will not eat. I will not be buying that trash Call of Duty. But my advice to anybody, this is for everybody in the panel right now or listening to BGST, if you're going to buy Call of Duty, even if you're a digital guy, buy it on disc. Literally, come on, you all know this. Everybody listening, by January 20th, just that week before they put that first map pack out, you're already done with the game. Go get your $35. Go get what you earned back on that trash. So get the disc and return it. If you are a diehard Black Ops guy, you just gotta have it. I gotta have it, Mooch. I don't want to hear you. I don't want to hear your opinion. I gotta have it.
What if Xbox Live has you down, man, and you can't afford it?
Check under those couch cushions.
The only reason why I don't buy the copy, because I game with my boys. I got 2 sons in here, and digitally, yeah.
Dude, they go, Daddy. Please do hoof clickers for us.
No, they don't do that trash. But because I game with them, and I appear offline when I'm with my kids, and
you're a fraud. If you appear offline, you're clearly a fraud.
Screw that trash. I game with them, and and that's just something we do.
I think that is a good point because digitally you can get it throughout the. If it's
you can everybody in the household.
Yeah. Actually, I got to talk to you offline because now that I got that second Xbox, I'm gonna have one upstairs and down. I got to talk to you about that.
Okay. You know what though? I want to say for the record and for me jump to something else. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, Mooch. Did you want to say something about Metal Gear?
I wanted to say that, yeah, I do want to say something. I might as well have the audience start throwing their hate at me.
Hey, man, whoever this dude is,
I keep blocking him, but he keeps coming back with it. I block him.
Who is it?
He keeps coming back with a new alias, so I gotta keep blocking him over and over.
So some dude on the chat box, he's being, he's a PlayStation 4 fan. He
doesn't want the show to be successful, so he's dedicating his life to spam.
Thank you for the view. We appreciate it, man. View is a view. Actually, a hater is a fan that just doesn't know yet. I just want to say before we get talking about this, that's the reason why I have 2 private. Well, it's not that I'm super Michael Jackson or anything, because these motherfuckers are weird. I peeped that shit out when I first came to YouTube. Like, motherfucker, like end of the day, you're not a gamer. What the fuck? I've been playing video games since you throw fucking buckets with candy. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, what? And again, that's why I took, I don't know if you may have a show, my other tag, and if you don't, I can take them to the show. But that's why, like, these motherfuckers are weird, man. Yeah. They're so obsessed about what or any of us, do with our money. Yeah. Like, being a gamer is not some elite club. You get a 15.
I'm gonna tell you something. Once I got into like a you know how you join and people be sending you invites to join, and you don't know who's who when you join it. Man, I got in there, man. It was a party full of dang on clickers.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? In there, and they all in there like, why we gotta be ponies though?
Yo, no, you know what? I'm gonna say this too.
Hey, that was sick.
I rock out with everybody that rocks out with me. I always say that I fuck with those that fuck with me, okay? And listen, don't get me wrong. Sometimes it can be a little overbearing. I can't be at 10 places at one time. And I appreciate all the love that you guys send me. I be getting like 300 messages a day. I go through like 20, 40 a day. I don't give a fuck if I say bang, bang. But it's you guys are not the problem. It's the fucking YouTubers. That's why listen. That's why, you know, it's crazy. The people that are talking about us don't even fucking have a next generation console. Our gamer score is higher than all of theirs. So what the fuck's the problem? Like, you know what I mean? You got a gamer channel, they have a fucking next generation console. Get the fuck out of here, man. These motherfuckers is weird, bro. But I'm sorry. What you was about to say about Metal Gear, man?
What I want to say is this, and I'll tell you something. I can't. Last week I went off on a bit of a rant on the show, and I said that I was not going to get Metal Gear Solid 5. Now I'll tell you right now, okay? That scale's tipping. The scale's tipping. I might get the 50-60% leaning towards. I might tip over to 60% because my man Zaire, I value his opinion, man. I've always talked to him offline. I always say, Z, what's the word? When he's got a little disc, a little something early, I'm like, what's the word? What's happening? He wrote me today. He said, listen, this is just something you got to experience. Now, let me tell you, when he says shit like that, that's when shit gets real for me. So I'll be honest with you. Here's what I don't want. I don't want the fact that these people at Konami, they're not treating the Xbox brand fairly. We know that, okay? You do vote with your wallet.
Yes.
But the one thing that happens is this game's going to come out. This game is going to be enjoyed by a lot. It's going to be the talk of the town. So probably we get close to Halo. And this is where your gamer side, if you say people don't understand that we are gamers, my gamer side is a little bit stronger here, where I say I might not want to miss this with my boys. Yeah, because I got one of my best friends. I got Zaire, I got Sho, I got all these people. Crap, Tim, these guys are going to be experiencing this game, and then at the end of the day, I can't communicate or hang out with them because I'm out there with a damn rally poster. Hell no. You won't go.
You out there fighting that bullshit clinic?
Yeah, exactly.
All lives matters.
I'll be outside. I'll be outside your house with a damn marker and a big.
You out there fucking Motown with Black Lives Matter. The only white dude out there, motherfucker. Black Lives Matter. You out there for the Motown. Like, but listen. I want to say this. By far, this is the best game in that series. What I played thus far. I don't know how much stories, because sometimes, like I said, I don't know who pens their stories. Metal Gear, like that Sons of Liberty really fucking threw me through a loop. Wasn't really happening, but as far as fun, like this is probably one of the best games I've played this generation. I bullshit you not. The aiming, the shooting, all that shit is dead on. Like when you put that beam on a motherfucker, you put that beam on a motherfucker, bang! And like I said, ain't too many third persons shooters get that right. And that, like I said before, that was one of the complaints and gripes I had about the Order 1886. It wasn't the fact about the cutscenes or, the quick time events. No, it was the fact when you shoot a motherfucker, it was like the warning, the fucking bullet would fly around the corner. Like, what the fuck is that? You throwing up, like, you know what I mean? Like, you put the beam on a motherfucker. The fuck, I got carpal tunnel? Like, the fuck, I got the reflexes of an 85-year-old man? Like, the fuck is going on right here? Is it me? I'm fucking plugging. I'm fucking charging controller, but it's fucking accurate, man. Like I said, I wonder what they're going to do with the multiplayer aspect of that game. Because, like I said, it felt good. Like, especially I can't wait.
Did they give an ETA, Z, on what? Do anybody know when the multiplayer would be coming out? Because I didn't even know. I didn't even know. Like I said, it wasn't coming out with it. But I'm gonna be honest, with a game like that, I'm playing more or less for the story, the gameplay, the fun factor. The multiplayer be like a second thought after for me. You know what I mean? When I think about multiplayer, online. I'm not thinking about Metal Gear Online. I never played any of the Metal Gears online. I've always just beat the campaign and kept it moving. But in true how you say Metal Gear fashion, the cutscenes are kind of long. It looks beautiful. Jesus, I don't know. That Fox engine is a fucking beast, and that's a cross-generation game. That what I mean. Like I give credit where credit is due. Now, crap, you mean you're down hard with this shit. They said this will be the last game in the series.
Yeah, this is it. Although they said that they're looking forward to doing more. I would assume that that's bull crap.
Because I don't. I know. What's that other one that Platinum Games did? I didn't like that at all. Metal Gear Rising or Vengeance.
Yeah, Metal Gear Rising. So
I didn't care for that's not no. I didn't care for that. But this right here, like if you guys maybe pick it up used. I don't know what the fuck. But it's a fucking a great game. You know what I mean? That's one of.
How many hours do you think it's gonna take, Z, to complete that?
I don't know. I just did the first scene. The first scene alone, it was like an hour. It's just we're escaping the hospital and
I hope it's at least.
I don't know. I mean, because I'm not too familiar with the character. Is that fiery guy? I don't. You may know. You good with this shit. It's a guy. He's like fiery, and you can shoot bullets, and he absorbs the bullets and throws them back at you. Was he in any of the other Metal Gears?
Who's that?
It's an enemy, like a boss, I guess. He's like fiery. You shoot him, and he absorbs the bullets and throws them back at you. Like it looks like fucking Inferno from fucking the Fantastic Four or something. But maybe he's a new enemy or something. I don't know. But I know some of the bosses like reoccur. Like you had the vampire boss from Sons of Liberty, and a couple other bosses that keep coming back and forth in the game. But that's how it ends. You escape from the hospital. You've been in a coma for 9 fucking years, and you got the militia trying to kill you. Then you got these two fucking I don't know what the fuck, some type of psych ops. One bitch is like telekinesis, make grabbles and the ground break up and shit. It's badass, man. Like, I mean, it's crazy that Kojima, he the one who made this game, right? That's a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Although they tried to basically erase his name from the game, you know what I mean? I think that it's
what they did to him was shitty. Let's call that out.
Yeah, that was.
They say they have a shitty relationship with their workers, period.
Well, they can go fuck themselves. I'm buying the game, but I totally view that game as Kojima's game. So.
Well, here's the thing, right? Let's say this game is really successful and wins all the Game of the Year awards. They've already said it's going to win Game of the Year, right?
Yeah.
Let's say it does that, and everybody. I mean, they'd be stupid not to like make up with Kojima, right? I mean, anything can happen. If the thing sells, 5-6 million copies or whatever, and
you know what need to happen, crap? Microsoft, Phil Spencer, and Greenberg. What's the other guy? Mike, your brother, whatever the fuck. You guys open the checkbook, all right? Go get that talented motherfucker. Go get it.
Third party. Microsoft is doing what Sony did last gen, man. That's one of the only things that pisses me off. They're not really spending any money, and then
go get him. Give him his own studio.
You can't get Kojima and
give him his own studio. Bring him under the Microsoft umbrella. Go get him. You know what I mean? That motherfucker is a genius. Go get him. You know what I mean? You can give him his own studio.
I don't know if he's like interested in doing that though.
Money talk bullshit walks, man.
Maybe. I mean, that guy. I mean,
give him his own studio.
What else would he do? I mean, he's known for like the Metal Gear stuff, but I'm not sure.
You make a game that's the same espionage, the same kind of thought process and skill.
Game.
Oh, you know what you do? The Shanghai.
Yeah, there you go. Give that to him.
Let him take over that. That's right up his alley.
Yeah. I was about to say, get that Shanghai game.
Get that right over to Phil immediately, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you the truth.
You can thank Bill. Big Game Small Talk too.
Yeah.
we just want our name. We just want our names in the credits. That's it.
No, it's a good idea. What I want personally, I want a MechaSoul cloud game. That's what I want. I want another cloud game that uses this technology that Crackdown's using.
Aaron almost hit the eject button at your last podcast there.
I know.
He was like, "Now listen, I'm saying it," and you're like, "Oh yeah," and he was like, "Eject." He was out of there.
I scared him because I think that kind of like scared him because he was like, "Oh, I don't even know if that's even us." It's like I have to speak as a fan, which he was.
Right.
But you got to realize everything that he says is taken and it's fucking
literally.
You see what they did to him? I felt bad for that guy. Last year around the holiday season, I asked him, Aaron, what do you guys give me if I traded my PS4 or something? What he said he gave me.
Oh yeah.
Like
he said he'd give you extra games or something.
Yeah, they took that shit and ran with it. I'm like, oh my god, Jesus!
That was the end of fake. They did the fake Liar account too at the time too. Remember it made the story.
they had everybody thinking they had this mug on there too, boy.
Yeah.
Look at
that's what people have so much time on their fucking. This console shit is crazy, man. I had my grandmother reading some of these consoles. What the fuck is wrong? Damn, grandma. I said, shit, these motherfuckers need to go on a date and get some pussy. Give me some of your bitches. Your handsome ass. This again when you burnt the fuck out. Like, yeah, these motherfuckers take this shit to heart. I bullshit you not. Like I said, you know, like I said, I'm new, not new. I've been here for about 2 years, you know, doing this online shit. But people really do root for these consoles like their fucking favorite home team, like baseball, basketball, football, and they get fucking fanatic. You know what I mean? Like Jesus.
Well, one thing I notice about anybody in this group, we don't stalk people. I mean,
I don't have the time.
I would never do that. Where I would be so invested in somebody that I go on their YouTube channel and try to like shut it down, or that I take a picture of them with a cock in their hands in a gay bar.
You know what?
Seriously, you imagine if my wife. If I did that and my wife saw my computer with 800 pictures of a guy naked with Xbox in his ass, I mean, do you think that, like, you know, like, do you ever look at yourself and say, you know, maybe I should just, these people are fanatical. I'm a fanatic, but I don't push it on people. Where
you know what, Tim? First of all, we're all adults. We bug the fucker. We're all nerds. We have fun doing this in here. But we have lives outside of this shit. It's not that serious to us. Regardless of what you may think, no one's.
But I think we're older. I mean, everyone.
No, you can't even say that, Tim, because some people.
That dude in the shower, bro, was way old.
Yeah, you know, some motherfuckers are our age and older. It's just that, again, we have lives. Not saying that we're better than anyone, that we're more financially stable than anybody else. It's just that we don't take that shit that serious. We know when to plug in and plug out. You know, trust me, when I leave this fucking this Mac here, and I get up, I'm back at daddy daycare. You know what I mean?
Hey, don't lie, you're going around going bang bang. You know it, man. That's what you're doing. I'm always going around, man. When I'm like high-fiving people, I'm like, rack
that shit up. Rack that shit up.
Rack it up, bitch. And I'm doing the little finger guns to them. I'm like, yeah.
Rack that shit up.
Rack them up. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what we do, man. That's our 24/7, man. There's no chill. There's absolutely no chill. Yeah.
Crap. Let's give the audience a little bit what they tuned in for. I'm really curious, and I can't wait to hear the panel's discussion here. Can you give us a quick fill-in, and we'll take it from there on the PS4 hardware scam of 2015
Oh, okay, so you guys know Sony's known for their big time scams. In fact, if you bought a PlayStation Vita at launch, you should check your email because you're probably getting a.
I didn't know how to do that either. They only need money, man. I didn't know how to do that shit either.
Yeah, like because they got caught lying, false advertising. It's not the only time. It's not the first time that they've been caught false advertising. But anyway, the PS4 hardware scam is basically the 1 terabyte PS4, which turns out to be running the old hardware, which is extremely hot and non-energy efficient. So I guess people are kind of calling them out on that. You definitely shouldn't buy that. It's actually more cost effective to buy the 500 gig and then the. You know what's really surprising about the PS4 is that you can't use an external hard drive on that thing yet.
This is the media again, not coming out and not saying what people need to hear. People need to know what we just said. Why is it that we are reporting it? And shout out to Red Dragon who I think broke it first as far as YouTube's concerned yesterday. Literally, why is it we are the ones telling everybody about the old hardware? They're trying to get these components out. What do? They tack in the 1 terabyte. And you could have up to 16 terabytes external attached to your Xbox One. And you can... Listen, don't tell me it's easy. I do this for a living. It is not easy to take your PS4... Or not, I shouldn't use the word easy. It's not what you want. Who buys a brand new device?
It tears apart.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Bro, keep flowing.
But literally what I was saying, you cannot take a device that you just take out of a box and say, oh, honey, do me a favor, grab me the screwdriver and a thing of duct tape and some glue. I'm just going to change this terabyte up. I want to boost this puppy up a little bit. I want to take this shit out the box. I want to plug it in, man. I want to plug it in. You take your USB external and you just pop that fucker in there and you're good to go. Listen, I took out a 3 terabyte Western Digital, popped it in. It literally asked me, is this what you want? Yes. Yeah. And just like anything else, from left to right, I moved my digital content from internal to external, freed up my internal for smaller games, put it all on my external, which is faster and easier. We're talking about 5 minutes, people. Anybody who has 5 minutes, you've got as much external support as you want. No, here you got to get that big magnifying glass or that one like the guy in the Monopoly game. Put that shit in your eye. You sit there sweating. You got someone dabbing your forehead so you don't get no water inside the machine. And you got to like take out that shit, pop it out, put the other one in.
So who's doing it? Puppy up right quick.
But do you hear?
You guys hear like hard drive in here right quick.
Yeah. You hear IGN? It's no big deal, people. It's 17 screws. 4 patches. What?
It's not really a big deal. It's 17 screws.
Remember, people, 17 screws, but there's no brick to deal with. You know, I just can't believe this is the biased bullshit that we talk about on the show that people don't seem to understand. Could you imagine if the roles were reversed? If the roles were reversed, you would be hearing a plethora of hate. Microsoft expects you to take that VCR off. You know, it's like
Mooch. I did a video today that was pretty good, I thought, because you made me step my game up from my last couple of videos because your video was so kick ass, right? I was like, I gotta pump in some new music.
Tim's the man. Mooch is the man, bro.
Yeah, Mooch was like he was badass. So my video today was basically about how the PS4 is very successful, but it's doing everything that gamers absolutely hated and trashed Xbox 360 for last generation. All the deals, all the time DLC, the no focus on first party, you know, all the gimmicky kind of stuff. I mean, that VR, what is it, Morpheus is going to be their Connect, basically. You know what I mean? It's all this gimmicky kind of crap. You know, they're not listening to people. They don't interact well with the fans. To me, the roles have completely reversed. And as I guess as a gamer and mostly an Xbox fan, I'm happy because I much prefer getting the exclusives and the interaction and them listening. But it's just kind of ridiculous that Sony has gotten away with this. You know, nobody's really calling that out. I think I saw one article from a smaller site basically call it out, and it was when Sony raised prices on PSN Plus in Europe. And remember, how fast did that die? I mean, how fast did the media kill that story, guys?
You know what it is? It's just very popular to write negative things about Xbox. Like, you go back to that thing when you remember the fucking energy saver thing that they were saying that Xbox was you know, an energy hog and it's bad for the you know, because it uses so much electricity, and then Xbox had to come out with they had an option to make it like work in slow mode. Do you remember that, or like offline mode?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or that whole thing. I mean, the amount of craziness and hysteria that created was because people like to hate Microsoft and they like to do that type of shit. It's just, like I say, it starts from the NeoGAF and it filters out, and you have basically, when anything negative comes up on Xbox, it is exemplified and it's magnified. When anything bad on Sony, it's definitely, there is like, you know, there isn't the same kind of, they don't go after it the way they go with like Microsoft. I can't explain why that is, but it definitely is true. You know, there's no denying that. Just like there's no denying that NeoGAF is biased, and there's no denying that it's influential.
NeoGAF biased? Oh, what's this crazy nonsense? What are you talking about? You know, NeoGAF's not biased just because the head moderator worked with Adam Boyes of Sony, and Adam Boyes of Sony donated money, so Sony donated money to the head moderator, and they worked together at a PR firm. That doesn't necessarily mean that NeoGAF is biased. Come on.
Yeah, there's no 6 degrees of anything there.
You know, but the thing is that, you know, you just look at a situation like that, you know, Red Dragon has to come up with the video that he figures out, you know, and it's all truthful stuff. Where is there a fucking article on that? But there's articles on this Xbox and environmental hazard, whatever the fuck that was. I mean, seriously.
I remember that.
Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, absolutely.
And how much hysteria was there? And you know what the sad thing is that Microsoft answers that. When this stuff is ever arised with Sony, like the hack, the $600 hack, because they don't have two-step authentication, and they said lose your fucking account or pay, when that's all brought up, Sony really doesn't answer. They like kind of hide, and then it just goes away. But it doesn't go away from Microsoft because these fucks will just keep going and hating.
Hey, Tim, did you get? I don't know if you follow this dude. If you were in on this, I think his name's Crazy Juan, and he did some research on like the Metacritic and stuff like that, and the games. I'm not sure who was involved in that private chat on Twitter, but he basically, I guess his wife was in the hospital, and so he had time, and he was just kind of searching the Metacritic stuff for the different games, and they only list. The multi-platform games are only reviewed. The really good ones are reviewed on PS4, and then the lesser ones are reviewed on Xbox One. They only list those ones, so it makes it like a little bit more inflated as far as that goes. And same thing with, I guess he was talking a little bit about GameSpot and things like that. GameSpot is the same one that couldn't find settings, which basically you press the equivalent of the start button, and then there's settings right there. Stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and they were the ones that kind of trashed the the Gears thing and the IGN
Rod
thing
told
too.
them to fuck off too. Just so you know, there's a little preface to that. Rod had came out with a tweet. He said, "GameSpot is dead to me," and that was after they listed the top 10 games of 2016 that they're looking forward to, and they didn't have Gears 4.
Yeah.
He quoted that and he said that. So I do think there's a little bad blood. Giant Bomb. Jeff Gertzman used to be a GameStop guy. He gave it a 4. I mean, that was just, to me, was a little.
And let me just say this, right? Like, I don't give a crap who looks at me as a review. I'm just saying in general. You go a scale of 1 to 10. You go into a scale of 1 to 10, right? A 4 would mean unplayable, broken mechanics. You can't play the fucking game, right? That's what happens when there's a 4. If you didn't like it or whatever, then still 5 or 6, right? I mean, give it an average score. For them to go and say, hey, well, a 4, there's obviously some kind of agenda going on there.
Crap, Tim, let me just say this real quick. Whether we're talking about the Olympics or you're talking about something like this, when have you ever watched a skater in the Olympics or anything that was judged and you see like 9, 9, 9, 8, 2? No, wait. There's never a goddamn 2 on the end. There's never a 2 on the end because they'd all be like, "What the fuck were you looking at?" Like, if you want a discount. But here's my point: is that you've got Giant Bomb. This is a legitimate site. This is something that people do go to. It's not the smallest. If it was just like Mooch Publication, 2 out of 10, you're like, okay, who gives a shit about that guy, right? But if it's these people that are big, this is where I'm wondering, why wouldn't the media or somebody strike them for being able to apply to Metacritic and put their around it? Because, thank you for that. I'll tell you right now, in all honesty, they should be discredited and taking their belt away, not being able to vote in that tally. That doesn't make any sense to me. You can't have 9, 8, 8.5, 8, 9, 4. What the fuck were you playing? Like that.
Hey, you want to see something funny, Mooch? Is this right? Look at and this is a sad thing. The Xbox One exclusives, even Forza Horizon 2, Sunset Overdrive. There's some publications that are on Metacritic, right? They gave those games a 2. And who was it? Tim, you've seen this, right? Like they gave the game a 2.
Boy, next.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen. There's one guy that did that to Halo 4, I believe, gave it a 2.
And he gave a 2 to Horizon 2 as well.
Yeah, he's third eye.
Who's he from GameSpot or what was he from again? He ripped that guy ass last year.
He has his own. It's like Third Eye something. He's just like he writes.
But he's a Metacritic guy. He's on Metacritic.
He should be taking.
Yeah, but why does Microsoft even be bothered to send him a goddamn copy? Make him pay for him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Well, even still, he can still go. He can still put it on Metacritic. But look at this. I mean, look, there was no reason, absolutely no reason that, in my opinion, and I guess Metacritic doesn't matter to some, but there's no Forza Horizon 2 was easy at 90, Sunset Overdrive easy at 90. You know what I'm saying? The fact that and if you look at some of the things, like look at IGN's review of Metal Gear Solid 5, right? 10. Even though the negative was a sparse story, that was a negative, sparse story, but it got a 10. They gave the Gears of War Ultimate at 8.5, and the only negative was too much A button.
That's too much cowbell for you.
Too much cowbell. So too much A button, and that knocks off a 1.5 score. But then the lack of a story on Metal Gear doesn't knock off anything. And it didn't even launch with the Metal Gear Online that it was supposed to. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Who's the editor that would have allowed somebody, like, let's just say you really felt that way. If I'm the editor over at IGN and they're like, minus too much A button, I'm like, dude, I'm not putting that up. You can't. Like, I mean, we all have a boss, right, where you work. Everybody has to walk in. I have reports due every week. I've got things I've got to hand in. I've had them sit back and be like, you can't write that shit. I'm like, all right. It comes back. I got to go back and change it. You can't. That makes no sense. First of all, we're going back 9 years in the gaming world, okay? I'm playing Gears Ultimate like out of my mind. I'm loving every second of it. Yeah. And I got to be honest with you. I totally disagree with that naturally. I think it's very natural the way that the Gears layout, the actual dynamic of the gameplay. When you hold the A button, the way they've designated everything, when you're able to hold A, run, and then it immediately takes cover and puts your back,
that's good.
I find that extremely convenient. Now, I do agree that it's 9 years old and it's a little choppy that you have to double tap to hop over the obstruction. But my point is that what the A button is doing is actually genius. I love that it's singular like that because it allows me to dynamically just move quickly, boom, take cover, then I go left trigger, I'm over either the top of my head immediately with R trigger or I'm around the side with left trigger. And like this is just something that this is my point. This is just gone too far. You're at the point right now where they couldn't bash the story because they gave it a 9-point-something 9 years ago. They couldn't bash the story. They love it. Everyone loves Gears, so they can't say that. The game is beautiful. Nobody's can argue that. The game is gorgeous.
Yeah.
I
was posting some screenshots and stuff today, man. It looks like I said. I actually have a review coming out for it this week, but in the review I said it's better than probably 95% of the current gen games that have come out. And when you look at like the way of people falling over indies like Journey, look how beautiful it is. Look at the graphics. Look at soccer cars, guys. That's so fantastic. You know what I mean? And look, so those are the graphics people are saying are beautiful. And then you look at Gears, and it looks beautiful, and it looks absolutely beautiful.
I think IGN did what they did on that reality show Survivor. I think they had everybody at IGN that's an editor or an opinionist sit in the room, and they're like, all right, everybody's going to go up and put something into the vase, like write something down. And then they just picked it out, and they were like, God damn it, too much A button? Who the hell put that in there? I got to use it,
my tweet? It got like 50. It got 100 retweets and like 100 favorites when I did that. I was like IGN editor. We need to find something wrong with this Gears game, and then I was like IGN intern, too much A button? Question, and then IGN manager, brilliant. You know what I mean? Too much A button. Let's dock them 1.5 for that. I mean, come on, man. And you people don't want to act like, you don't want to act like there's not some kind of conspiracy or bias going on. I mean, for whatever reason, I think probably the real reason is most of these people first console was a PS2 or maybe even a PS1. You know what I mean? On the older end of it.
Do me a favor. Anybody who just thinks we're
I don't even think it's that anymore. It don't involve to something else crap.
Tell Showstopper, man. I'm interested. Come on, man.
I don't know. It's just to me. It just feels just like I don't know if Microsoft or something happened behind the scenes that we just don't know about that causing these guys to do what they do. You know, I don't think it has anything with their preference because. You know, before the Xbox One came out, it wasn't like this at all. You know, so it just took a turn for the worse.
Well, I mean, has anybody ever seen on any comments or any reviews too much triangle button? I mean, has anyone ever seen that?
And didn't until Dawn just released, and that's basically all that is like triangle.
Well, Heavy Rain, Until Dawn. The Order. These are all heavily QTE-based games. Nobody said there was too much of any type of button pushing. I mean, Batman Arkham Knight, which got a great, that's a lot of X button. You know, I mean, like, what the hell? I don't understand. This is purely an attack on Microsoft. And I got, like, everybody who's an Xbox fan or anybody who is an Xbox YouTuber, feel very free to just peruse IGN and make a comment about them every day. Call them out because, in all honesty, they're getting millions and millions of hits a day. They're making a lot of money on the fact that they're just Sony Pro. They're pro Sony. Every set at IGN has Sony TVs, people. I mean, every set has a Sony mic, Sony TV. This is just, I mean, it's weird. They don't believe in LG. They don't like Sharp. You know, what's wrong with Samsung?
Mm-hmm.
No, they don't. Like, everybody's got to, they're endorsed by it. They gave it a 10 out of 10. The Metal Gear Solid thing is also whack. That's all tied in with Sony. When Sony has a contract deal, even if it's a marketing deal, IGN's all about it. I've never seen so much co-op, Black Ops coverage in my life. It's unbelievable what IGN's doing. Anything Sony touches, they'll cover.
Yeah, have you noticed, like, remember when Bloodborne released, everybody and their mother was live streaming this, and now it's the same thing with Until Dawn. It's like the media will try to invent or make something out to be better than it is. I mean, look, how many people came at you, Next Gen, was like, oh, you were so wrong about Until Dawn. I mean, come on, man.
It's like, I'm sorry. Like hey, listen, I will say this. Maybe it's just not for me. Like I said, I watched. Listen, the game was so bad. The gentleman in the store, when I go, do a lot of business, I get the games early. He wouldn't even sell it to me. So now you're not gonna like this. Like the game is just that bad. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, man. Literally 2 buttons, triangle and fucking X. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, and there you go. I mean, $60 for something that, and you look at games like that.
We were the only ones that brought that up too. I mean, I don't know. It's just it's not a case the Xbox isn't getting a fair shake. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing.
You know what? I'll say this: when Halo 5 comes out, if you don't see a bunch of these sites streaming and doing live plays and walkthroughs and all this stuff, you'll know for sure what's up, because Halo 5 is the biggest exclusive of the year, and that game is going to be phenomenal, and everybody should, it's going to do really well. Do I think it's going to break that 90 mark? No, because unfortunately.
Split screen, automatic 5 points off.
Yeah, I mean, no split screen. This is what you're going to see. No split screen, so they're going to deduct something. No big team slayer at launch, so you're going to see, you're going to see some of that. So, I mean, it's going to probably get about an 85 or so.
Call of Duty clone. Yeah, that's what you'll get. It fails.
Even though it's nothing like Call of Duty.
It fails to be Halo. It tries to be Call of Duty. So yeah, you got those little, things that are already out there that you will have reviewers. I still think it's going to be around 87, but it's going to be real big and good.
Just so you guys know, shout out to Jamie Moran, big fan of the show. Jamie just tweeted out to me and all of us. GameSpot has up on YouTube top 5 games of 2015 so far, and the featured thumbnail is soccer cars. That is real, people. That's real.
I will say this: there hasn't been much as far as. Well, damn. Hold on.
Boy, they love this thing on soccer cars, don't they?
They do, man. Soccer cars is like
Listen,
it's like
I tell people,
shit, man.
I put it on the record. I've said it this way. I think you guys all know the way I feel. I'm not bashing the developer. I'm not bashing the game. I'm bashing the fact that it is not that big of a deal. We've played a million games in the past 10 years that are a lot better than that game. Tell me one reason, and I'm going to tell you my reason. The one reason it's getting this kind of publication and it's getting this kind of mass media attention is because currently it stands. I know it's PC too. It currently stands as a PlayStation 4 exclusive as far as the console goes, and it's the only thing Sony's got. Until it's gotten more, it's making more headwaves than Until Dawn. It's got league tournament play. It's got tons and tons of let's plays and random matches.
Well, let me say this.
Ridiculous.
Wasn't like people try to say like iDarb was a big thing for Xbox One, right? But it didn't get this kind of hype.
No.
People weren't Twitch streaming it, and you know what I'm saying. And it wasn't like, let's play. Here's this awesome block. You know what I mean? Or check out this cool character. You know what I'm saying? It was
some guy in the comments section goes, but you have not played. He says Rocket League, soccer cars. He goes, Mooch, so you don't know. Are you out of your goddamn mind? I've been playing games since the early '80s. I've played 5 million of these types of things. Everybody has. I mean, Joust, for God's sake. You know what I mean? Like anything.
I mean, I bet that.
About.
How many buttons do you actually use on Rocket Car?
Maybe
it can't be more than 2.
Accelerator,
accelerate and boost with the ball.
I watched a little bit of our boy Warrior play soccer cars on his channel, and it looked as bad as as it looks boring. There's nobody covering the net. You're just a car, like a Hot Wheel car, and hitting around an oversized ball.
If you've played anything at all that has a net in it, you've experienced this. So people who say, I get that all the time, Mooch, you don't know because you haven't experienced it. What the hell are you talking about? We've all experienced that. Like, it's just, it's ridiculous.
I think it's a fun game, but I don't, I do think that it's hyped high, but to me...
$20!
Yeah.
$20.
$20
Plays like a free-to-play game.
I'll buy it on Xbox One, though.
Fuck that, man. I'm not buying that, dog.
Hey, listen, let me tell you something. Z, even Zaire, the man I go to for every recommendation on a future game, even Z can't talk me into soccer cards.
No, I don't know.
I would buy it. If it was on sale, you could buy it, but I couldn't.
You know why I want to talk to you into? Because Black Lives Matter. I wouldn't even be like that. I wouldn't even be like that, man. Black Lives Matter.
I'll definitely get it. I'll get it day one, but I don't think it's a good game. But it definitely is. It's not in the league of even a double.
Ori and the Blind Forest.
Yeah, it's not exactly. Yeah. Ori and the Blind Forest to me is a.
I'm not going to pay $15-$20 for that shit. I'm sorry. Maybe $10 if I was interested. I got too much shit to play. I'm gonna be honest with you. I got too many goddamn AAA.
Did you get mad? Are you getting Mad Max? Because that came out, but
I already have it.
I'm not getting it.
Yeah, well, you know what? Like, it's weird.
I got Madden because it's.
Why does Mad Max?
Timbo, you got Madden?
Yeah, it's too good.
Yeah, okay. We gotta play each other. I'm shit though, but we gotta play each other.
That game's solid.
Yeah, all right. Look, I got Mad Max too. I haven't got a chance to play. I've been at the hospital. I'm sorry. I've been running around. I got it Friday. I'm sorry. Friday.
I just need to learn more about Mad Max.
Oh, Mad Max. Oh, I heard it was really nice. I'm gonna put it in
I only seen like certain clips.
Well, you know what's weird about Mad Max is it came out already, right? But the embargo doesn't drop till Monday.
I heard it doesn't come out till Tuesday. Is it?
Dude, I've seen a lot of people already have it.
Yeah, well, I go to my spot. I get it.
I don't think it's going to score well. I think it's going to be like a 77 Metacritic.
Probably so.
Dude, but that's
he said it best. You got Metal Gear Solid. You've got Gears
and I'm gonna tell you, Metal Gear gonna blow it out the water though.
That's the thing.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. Like I said, Gears is that. I would put for those that like Grand Theft Auto. I would put Metal Gear up there like on that level. Like it's a good goddamn game.
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Yeah, you know,
how are the achievements to get in that game?
Well, listen, I played first mission. I mean, trophies. Intro. It took me about an hour. You know, walking around on my stomach. I was in coma for 9 fucking years. I ain't got no gun. I don't get a gun till about 3/4 of the level was over with. But you do a lot of sneaking around a little bit. You know, they trying to kill you, trying to get about the hospital. You ain't got no. You've been in a coma. Your legs ain't working. You're fucking crawling around in your stomach and shit. But it's nice. It's a nice fucking game, man. So.
But are you getting achievements quicker than say?
No, I just got one achievement, 15 points for clearing the first level. You probably get them per a level, and then probably headshots and shit like that. Yeah. Silent takedowns. I haven't even looked at the achievement things, but actually I'm gonna go pick up my Sunday dinner from my grandmother. And I'm gonna come back home. I'm gonna play that and maybe Max. And Tim, what's up with some Madden? I know you got it. Everybody, I got it.
Yeah, no, you know what? I played one game. I lost 2-7. But like the defense is all right, but offense is like ridiculously fun to play.
It's ridiculous.
Being able to go up and fight for the ball on offense and stuff, and like do the rack and all, and even on defense when you can change it to the defender and.
So this is the first true next generation Madden.
Aggressive.
Well, it's just better. I mean, I think the graphics and stuff is kind of like last gens, but
they didn't focus on the graphics.
Game. It was like last game, but
they didn't focus. It was more on gameplay.
It's just more gameplay.
I got
it. Hey Zaire, here's the thing, right? Like finally. You can, you press a button and your receiver will go up and fight for the ball and be aggressive. Same thing with the defender. Plus, as the quarterback, you can throw high or low finally, right? So if your receiver is being covered, you hit, you press the button and he throws it low, so your receiver can get down for it. You know what I'm saying? It's like stuff that probably should have been in the game years ago. Are finally starting to make their way into the game, and I think that's pretty.
I like that you have 3 options. You can aggressive catch, which is your Y button. You have where you can catch it and turn up field, which is your X, and then you can do your possession catch, which you kind of like catch it and fall to the ground.
Where you want to get your first down or whatever. Yeah.
So it gives you a lot of different options.
And running is like just overall, like I like running and just the offensive play to me was like a 9 out of 10. The defense is the same as Madden. I mean, I use a defensive lineman, and I'll just pick it up.
That's what the scrubs do.
I took out a Madden.
Sometimes I roam around and I might be a linebacker or something. I switch it up, but
I use Pierre Paul exclusively.
Hey, look, who says that Big Gamer Small Talk doesn't talk about games, right? I mean, come on.
All you guys do is talk about Sony, you cocksucker motherfucker.
I like this one right here. They be sitting here saying this about us. All of y'all some frauds.
All of y'all some frauds. You play games. You got crap games you and shit he ain't never played before. You got next gen, he gets one achievement and put the goddamn game there.
Don't start this now.
All of them. Talking cocksuckers, man. I got the game fucked over. Crap gamers a fucking fraud. He's a fucking fraud. I'm gonna destroy the channel, brick by brick, pebble by pebble. Get the fuck out of here. No, fucking Black Hillbilly Jim.
Pebble by pebble.
Pebble by pebble.
Pebble by pebble. Man, they're going to have to do a better job, man. They're going to have to do a better job.
Again, I'm sorry. We know we always go on these rants, these tangent rants sometimes. This is why you got to love this fucking show. But I don't understand what is their obsession with us and wanting to take us down. This is fucking YouTube. If you want to watch my video and watch it, don't suck a dick up to your hiccup. I don't care. Trust me. You know, I'm gonna leave a nasty comment on his page. I'm gonna chill. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, next gen, that'll show him. I'm gonna leave him a nasty comment. That'll show him.
I'm gonna leave him a nasty comment up here. You comping cocksucking pebble by pebble, break by break. I'm gonna take you. What the fuck is wrong with you? Expose. He definitely, man, you get the fuck out of here. Like, they got me fucked up. You know what? They really got me fucked up. Like, I ain't the one. Like, yeah, listen, man, I'm back to just talk about gaming, man. I ain't doing that shit no more.
Hey, you know what the funny thing? You know what the funniest thing is, though, next gen is that people will believe like whatever, right? Like Crap Gamer must have flagged next gen's channel because someone said so.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
You got a weirdo coming at you on Twitter like that. Like, I got a video coming up to prove it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Showstopper.
I'm like, where's the video at?
I've been carrying you. This dude, right? This dude messaged me and Showstopper, and he's like, "You and Showstopper snitching," and I got the proof. And I'm like, "Who the hell?" He's like, "I'm gonna sing a song," and I'm like, "Oh, you sing? That's lovely." You know what I mean? Like, who gives a shit?
You know what? They do all that.
You
know what? You know what? I'm mad at myself because I entertained it longer than I should have. You know what I mean? Just do what I do. Like I left those motherfuckers alone for a reason. And if you don't see this by now, these motherfuckers are obsessed. That's why I left them motherfuckers alone, fell back and did my own thing. Made my own Facebook group, Bang Bang Next Gen Gamers. Did my own, thing. I don't fuck with none of them. Like these motherfuckers, you go to their channel, they got about 35 videos about me. You know what I mean? You got this one motherfucker that's a video game channel, doesn't even have a next generation system. Like what the fuck? And you worry about what my gamer score is? You don't even fucking own a next gen system. What the fuck is wrong with these people?
Hey man, I think I got about 28,000 just on Xbox One alone. So yeah, that's. I mean, go ahead and sit there and call me a fraud or all you want, man. Don't bother me, man.
Listen, this is a knee slap before we let this shit go. You're so much of a game. You're gonna pause your game. They go back and look at my profile, and worry about what the fuck is wrong. If that's not disturbing to you, like you know what I mean, like something's wrong with these motherfuckers. Anybody that fucking plays up, something's wrong with you too. You know what I mean? Like you're like it's a exclusive. You get a $10,000 key, a chain, or something, being this exclusive gaming club, or like what the fuck? Like come on, man, I got a life. I got a wife. I got kids and shit. I got a coke habit. I got a lot of shit going on over here, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you break, bob, break, pebble, bob,
Hey, why you sound like Damon Wayans on that, though, boy?
It does sound like Damon Wayans.
These motherfuckers are all comedians, man. I think I've been last joke that's alive, that's official, man. Like, these motherfuckers is weird, man. But for the record, I'm not entertaining that shit no more, man. I'm getting my channel all fucked up. You know what I mean? Fuck that, man. You know what I mean? Like, fuck that, man. I'm done.
Yeah. I just leave that stuff alone, too.
That's what said a wise man said, don't argue with fools, man. From a distance, you can't tell who was who, man. Ain't arguing.
When you get the best of them, you know what I'm saying? They want to flag you and everything. I
got my channel all fucked up. Man. Like, I'm talking to Curtis. I'm like, yeah, you see this shit? And I get a flag. They get about 50. He said, won't you? No, I'm not going to do no copyright. You know what I mean? Which I could file a copyright claim on him, you know what I mean? And this, that, and the other. But, like, this motherfucker's harassing me. He got my Twitter handles. And, like, bro, I don't watch your videos and shit. Like, god damn. Like, make another video. Make another back. Whatever the fuck you do, man, with your thumb in your ass, man. Whatever the fuck you do. Weirdo. I can't say it do no more. Even with the fight promoter, I don't know who the fuck that guy was. I even offered to pay their way here when me come in. I still haven't got back to me. But you want to make them too much? You want to stop skin off my face? Like, bro, what the fuck part of the game is that? Like, come on, man. These motherfuckers is crazy. Oh, next gen I want to see him in real life. Like, what? I offered. Like, what part of that? I offered to pay you, me to come to you, or you come to me. Either or. I offered to pay that finance out of my own pocket. What you do? You block me on Twitter and fucking make a video about you. You're gonna stomp skin off my face. Like, what the fuck? Which one is it? And I'm done, man.
Hey, next gen, I heard there's like over 100 videos about your PC on YouTube as well.
Even with that, you know, I did a video. If you go back and you can go find, I called Bond and showed him. I did a video. We called, and this motherfucker. It was never about the fucking PC, man. They was doing that shit. Like, come on, man. Like, if you think, listen, by now, if you know me, if you think $12,000 is a fucking problem for me, you're fucking insane.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you flash that coke money all the time, man. You're like,
coke money. I mean, you make sense any given time. I just threw up $9 grand the other day. I had it in my pocket on Twitter.
Yo,
like,
see, you threw $9 grand on that pizza box on Instagram the other day.
Yeah, I mean, like, what the fuck? If you think $12,000 is a lot, listen, I don't think I'm better than anybody. I come from very humble beginnings. But if you think $12,000 is a fucking lot of money, do me a favor, stick your hand in some cold water, let me shit for about 15 minutes, and haul off and slap the shit out yourself, man. What the fuck is wrong with you people, man? You same motherfuckers said I didn't spend $4 grand on my first rig. When I showed that, oh, you explode, we mind fuck them. I ain't playing these games with these weirdos no more, man. That's why I don't fuck with them. You know what I mean? Yeah,
hey, Tim, did you make a bet that you would shave your head if Microsoft loses the MVP this month?
I bet.
Hey, Tim, don't bet them. They don't pay.
I bet $50.
They don't pay.
They don't pay.
They don't pay though, man.
They don't pay. Why do you think I never showed? I told them to buy the goddamn cards. If I didn't show the PC, I would give them $300 and shut my channel down. Fucking Dr. Trey bet me $50, never paid me. Nintendo Joe never fucking paid me. These motherfuckers don't pay. They don't have any fucking morals at all-time low. I don't understand how a grown man makes a bet and then don't fucking live up to the bet. I don't understand that, man.
Yeah. I won a PS4. Never was.
Why is your mic messing up? You sound kind of robotic there, Tim.
Do I still sound robotic?
A little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, it sounds like talking into a fan or something, dude. Like,
Black Lives Matter. Brick by brick, pebble by pebble. Tim bucket over here today, man. I'm sorry, ladies. Next gen had a bad week. My baby girl got pneumonia. I had a bad fucking week this week, man. It's all this shit, man. I'm a fraud, and my baby girl got pneumonia, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm perpetrating a gamer. Like, these motherfuckers is crazy. Boom! Fraud. What's it? The Big Gamers Fraud Show. What they call that show? Big Fake Gamers Fraud Show or some shit?
No, I got news for you. Shout out to Jay Williams, the graphic god.
Shout out to Jay Williams.
Shout out to Jay Williams. He just put a tweet out, said we are all frauds on Big Gamers. We don't play no NHL games. He called us.
You know what? Believe it or not, that game is not.
You know what? I played the hockey.
I downloaded it because it's in EA Access. So
yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. I would rather play that than fucking soccer cars and FIFA.
Any day of the week, man. Any day of the week, because I downloaded FIFA as well, and I know like we got some UK people and people that like soccer.
Yeah, I know.
But that game is just so boring. How do you score? How do you get any scores on that?
You know what? You know what's crazy? When we do it, let's put the records, ladies and gentlemen. When we do our little verbal back and forth, we don't have any problems with each other. They always come to me, oh, you fucking old crap last show. Fucking FIFA's huge over here. I'm like, yeah, we're just, just throwing out. We just verbal jousting, that's all. But for the record, that would be a huge console, though, and all UK fans, they believe that, that would be big for Microsoft doing FIFA themed fucking Xbox One. Like, I don't know who a big FIFA fan is, or star is. I'm sorry, for them. What is their league called? Is it just called FIFA? Like, what is the league called?
I don't know, man. There's so many. There's like a Premier League. I always, I follow these people that like always have LUFC in their title or whatever.
Yeah, I don't even know.
I don't know what the hell that is.
I don't know who a big player, like in basketball we got Kobe Bryant, LeBron James. I don't know who the fuck would be for soccer, but yeah, put their face on in front of that motherfucker. But speaking of themed consoles, did you guys see the Pip-Boy, the Fallout 4 themed Xbox One?
I did.
See, shit like that. If you're gonna do a fucking a deal with the third party Microsoft. Now everybody's talking about Fallout 4 supposed to be this game. I don't give a fuck about Fallout 4, but that would be huge, though. I mean, doing like that. If you're gonna do these, because Microsoft said they're not doing many third party deals or whatever the fuck, but the ones you do for the right game, do a fancy smancy console for. Put 100,000 of them out there or something.
They're too cheap, man. They're too
damn
cheap.
The thing with Fallout 4, and it is that it's not that they're too cheap. They don't focus on that. But the problem with Fallout 4 is a major franchise. It's huge. It's going to make tons of money. The problem is that somebody fucked up at Microsoft, because why would you have one of your premier games in Tomb Raider launching on the same day? It's hard for you to have that same campaign blast on the exact same day. Hey, everybody, make sure tomorrow you go out and buy Fallout 4 right after you buy Tomb Raider. You know what I mean? You can't do that. Like, that's what I don't understand. They kind of coexisted in the same marketing scheme on the same day. It's too much. and I don't understand why they did that, because Fallout 4 is a tremendous game to have in the marketing, the Microsoft marketing pocket. It's big to me personally. You guys know this. Check the numbers. Fallout 4 will sell more than Star Wars Battlefront. Star Wars makes a bigger splash, but Fallout 4 will sell more copies at the end of the day on both.
Yeah,
consoles.
I'll agree with that because not everyone's into shooters, and it's an online only. So
Right.
But Star Wars is going to be big though. It's going to be big. It'll probably do bigger numbers than Battlefield 4. First you got more next generation consoles out there, and it's next generation only, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fallout 4, yes.
No,
Do I
not
still-
Fallout 4.
Star Wars, yes.
Star Wars Battlefront.
Yes. Both
Okay,
are.
kudos for them.
Do I still sound like a robot?
No, you're better.
No,
Tim.
you sound
Are
you
you
sound
back,
better.
back crisp now?
All right.
Go ahead, Tim. What were you gonna say about shaving your head?
No, I won $50. No, I didn't win. I bet $50. Hopefully win for August. No shaving the head. I don't know how the fuck I got to shave
I
the
hope
head.
you win, man.
Didn't you win a PS4 from somebody and they never?
Yeah, I won a PS4. They didn't pay me. I was actually nice to the person and said, you know what, just make it a game. They never paid me. I won 2 bets versus that guy Virtue with me. He's like a really weird PlayStation guy fan. He never paid up. He acted all strange. I asked him for a receipt for the charity. He's like, I'm not giving you my name. I'm not giving you my name. And I was just, and he was avoiding me. He said he quit Twitter, like he's done with PS4. Just real shady shit. So, whatever. I mean, if this guy don't pay up, he don't pay up. I know I pay up.
But I hope you don't lose. I mean, I hope you don't lose and you pay, and that motherfucker. Like I said,
I pay up on my bets. That's the way.
Yeah, I'm saying that. I'm just saying. What sucks is, like I said today, I never lost anything here on like betting and stuff. But I bet several YouTubers. All who Dr. Trey is. He bet me $50 that Wii would sell 10 million consoles in the first year. We all know that didn't happen. And the motherfucker tried to pay me with some fucking Nintendo shop points or some shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, Like, I bet several people here in the internet, they don't pay. They don't, pay. So.
I know. Well, I hope Xbox One's going to be a close one, I think, but I do think Xbox is still going to pull it out.
You guys said you were going to pull it in August, right?
August for the Xbox. August for the Xbox, yeah. Very close, though.
I think between Gears and Rare Replay, it's hard to fathom they would lose it.
It is, but you know what?
Yeah, but here's the thing.
PS4 just keeps going, you know what I mean? And it
That's
has a
what I
lot of
told
good
you guys
press.
last week. I told you guys that last week. But here's the thing. Those games sold well. I don't know if they moved any hardware. Rare Replay sold well. Gears sold well. Of course, Madden's going to sell well. But I don't know if they moved any hardware.
Well, I'll tell you, they moved a lot of hardware with the Best Buy deal, with the TV.
I heard people taking those back and getting PS4s or some shit.
No, it was just one person.
Oh.
That's just bullshit. It was one person, he got caught. But they moved 12,000 Xboxes on that Sunday, and the deal went all week. So, and they lost 18%. So they lost last month by 28,000 consoles.
The month before that by 13.
Yeah, they won them on 13. So they've been keeping it, and this is the first time they really had some nice games, even though there were remakes. But, their Microsoft's big pull is for October, and November is going to be a bloodbath, and December is going to be, whoever wins November, I think, will win December. It'll be a trickle. But I still think I think Sony's going to have to drop the price, and it'll be very interesting.
I don't think they are. A, I don't think they can afford to. B, why would they? Still fucking. Let me tell you something. Sony don't care. Even if they lose by a month by 15,000.
It doesn't matter, yeah.
No, they're not dropping that price until they start losing by 60 or 70,000 or some shit.
I don't see the Xbox dropping the price. The Xbox is going to stay at $349, so we'll get.
It should be less than $349. It's a next generation goddamn console.
Yeah.
It's kick ass. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Yeah.
You guys want to go a couple questions? Or
If anyone keep up with the comment section, let's grab a few
if
questions.
you guys are listening, rocking out with us live, first of all, thank you for listening. We got some of the best followers, and even if you're a hater, we appreciate it, man. Rocking out with Big Game and Small Talk Podcast, following us from channel to channel. Now we got to put this battery in Tim back and tell him to step his game up. What's up, Tim?
What's going on?
I'm saying, you're gonna throw your hat in the field? You come on in and let Mooch out, do you? Mooch, that was an epic fucking show. Jesus, you really fucking nailed that one. It was well worth the wait.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
I don't know. I mean, listen, that's a hard act to follow. Mooch is going to do really well.
Yeah, this is my first impression, though.
I appreciate it, man. I really appreciate the support from everybody in here. I think I wanted to put a special thanks to, of course, I hate Z. Me and Z have had many conversations offline.
Yeah, you talked about Kendrick Jenner or some shit, right?
Look at, I never forget where you come from. You know what I mean? I'm like that old Rocky Balboa type of person. Z's big time show crap with like that crap just every week. He's just cattle prodding the back. Like, get your ass going. What the hell's that channel? Let's go. And, hey man.
But no, listen. I'm not gonna haul ass. Hey, Mooch, I want to talk to you after you too, Tim. After we get out of here, I want to talk to you and tell you something. You know what I mean? Because I wish I knew. Like I said, what's good for you, Tim? I'm sorry, well, even you, whatever. See, I kind of stumbled into this shit, and I made a lot of fucking errors at the beginning. Knowing what I know now, I'm looking at it more as like a business thing. I didn't look at it like back then. You know what I mean? When you start, I won't talk about stuff. Yeah, it's kind of tacky talking about money. But anyway, I didn't have the, I didn't have the right people in my circle at the time. You know what I mean? So, but you're going places, Mooch. You're the man.
I appreciate it. Like I said,
Mooch He's gonna be at 10,000 by the end of the
year.
You're a
corporate cocksucker. You're a corporate cocksucker.
Yeah, exactly. No, but I'm gonna try and listen. I'm listening to the comments. I've got some good constructive criticism. I've heard some good. Because listen, anybody who turns their back on fans, you're not gonna grow. So I'm taking the advice from Zaire, Showstopper, Tim, Crap. Anybody that throws it at me, I take it in, try to see what I can do. You tweak what you do, and you hopefully put out a good product. So I appreciate all the support.
You got a good, you got a good thing going. You speak well, you sound clear.
Mooch.
What do you got,
how many times did I say you were the next big thing, man? How many times?
You did say that to me. And, it's funny. Crap did say, he goes, "You're gonna hit 1,000 subs." But with your first video, now I thought he was full of shit. But what I thought was interesting, I got to thank everybody. I got over 1,000 subs. I didn't even put a video out. So.
What's that one guy using takedown? Was it Jason TV?
Hey, you know why you did that?
What's that show?
Peace.
You're a beast.
You're a beast.
You're a goddamn.
Do we have any questions? You seen any?
I'm trying to look, but I'm just getting there's a lot of comments.
Fuck it, man. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Just keep building your shit brick by brick. Crazy.
Hey, no, but think about this, man. Who else like Mooch? You've already almost 1,500 subscribers.
About 1,600 now.
You got people been on YouTube 2 years on that fucking 1,500 subscribers.
I know.
It took me a year to get to 1,000, dude.
It took me 5 months. It took me.
Listen, let me tell you how to make that. It wasn't too crap got racist with the cornbread. This shit took us.
The cornbread.
I don't know, man. It was Christmas. All we has some classic shit going on a big game of small talk, man. It's been a wild year, man. But anyway, we don't have any questions. Thank you guys for rocking out with us.
No, there's a couple of questions.
Oh, okay. Well, answer. Okay. I don't see them.
If you see them, guys, shout them out. I'm looking.
Question: How do you think Microsoft will buy more established IPs like they did with Gears of War and Minecraft? Will they buy another big IP?
Here's the question here. Even better. Listen, now speaking of Bob, we all had speculations about the Silent Hill thing. Are there any more iconic franchises? Really, got Gears, that's huge. Second, probably, as far as exclusive, as far as the shooters, probably the second behind Metal Gear. I'm sorry, not Metal Gear, second behind Halo, as far as exclusives, for a shooter. Are there any more iconic franchises out there? That's really huge.
Sonic. I mean,
fuck that. Oh no,
stay
away from that.
I don't really see them buying anything like that. I just think that.
Stay away from that.
I think that there could be some kind of deal in the future for Titanfall still. I don't know.
That will be. You know what? I'm sorry. Now the juices are flowing. That will be big. They would have snatched that up. Because
I don't think that. I think that I do think that they might buy another one. I think that's only logical because they're putting their first party money up, and obviously, they're not marketing as much as they used to be. We don't know their budget, but I could see another big IP getting bought. But again, they do have their own IP, with Rare, with Banjo, and all the stuff like that. So it's a tough question.
I do think, and anyone who games with me on Xbox knows I've said this rant when we're playing. Titanfall, I'm a huge fan of. I think Titanfall makes a lot of sense. Okay, forget the whole thing with Phil Spencer wearing the shirt and tied in the other three principles of Xbox with Forza, Halo, Gears, and then they had the Atlas for Titan. But forgetting that for a second. Look at what Microsoft's trying to do right now. They're trying to tie in the Xbox One and Windows 10. Windows and Xbox One have already had Titanfall. The game runs beautifully. It's like silk. The mechanics are gorgeous. Everything's ready. They've gotten everything. Now they have to build a story into it and this and that. We all know the flaws. But listen to me. This makes sense. It makes sense for Microsoft to do. I don't think they're going to go and buy the IP. It's EA, guys. With EA, it's not going to happen. But what I do think will happen is a lot with what happened with Epic with Gears. I think that they'll go in and say, listen, what's the number that we got to do that until further notice, okay, until further notice, we own, basically that IP will only rest on Xbox. And I really think he'll make a deal, have it go through, and Titanfall 2, I think no matter what, it doesn't matter what the developer says. Remember Vince Zampella, about 3-4 weeks before it came down out of the media, he's like, oh yeah, it's going to be everywhere. We love all platforms. And then it was like a hammer drop, and it's like Microsoft basically locked it down. I think there's still something here, and for Microsoft to take a first-person shooter besides Halo and lock down against COD and be the next Call of Duty and have that only on Windows and only on Xbox, that is a massive genre to lock in and hold. And here's my other thing. Because all the ponies want it so bad, it's a household name. You walk into anyone who owns a PS4 and you're like, hey, can I ask you a question? You ever hear of Titanfall? They'll be like, yeah, I know Titanfall. We're going to get it next. We're going to get Titanfall 2. Thank you. Now we're going to buy it. Like, that's all I want to know. Like, literally, that's how you snag them up. Don't go buy an IP that people don't care about. This is something that holds a lot of weight. Do I think it'll happen? I think it's got the most chance of anything that doesn't belong to Microsoft getting bought up. Because it works for Windows 10. It works for Xbox.
Could you imagine?
Cross-gen. It could be cross. It could be
not even so much that. Could you imagine, though, Titanfall with the power of the cloud? The true
power of the cloud,
like Crackdown's getting? You know, I don't know. They will probably. I don't know if they can take it.
Titanfall, as it stands today, Zaire. As it stands today, when you pop that game and play it right now, you cannot play the game as it plays today on a PlayStation 4 because of the way the Azure servers handle it and the way that the cloud works with the grunts and the.
It does work really well.
It works really well.
Imagine that game, Titanfall, powered by the cloud, 100% destructible.
And not only destructible, but you can destruct it when you jump on
for real.
And listen, hey Tim Dog, there's your neck assault right there, Tim Dog.
Yeah, it could be. You know what? It's something to think about. But that would be a big get. I don't think it's going to happen because of Vince Zampella, and he really wants to go to Sony's platform and make it multi-plat. But like you said, it really doesn't matter. It could happen where
it basically just all matters what Sony wants to do because they're the leaders right now. So if they're like,
Vince wanted like,
hey, we don't want to
last round.
Yeah. Well, you know what? No, what Vince Zampella actually did was didn't burn his bridge, right? Because you don't want to piss off that fan base. And if you look at what's going on, I think that actually a lot of the Sony, like the fanatical Sony fanboys that like, you remember the person that gave The Last of Us a 7.5?
Yeah.
And then he got fired, right? Then got fired.
I thought he was dragged through the streets.
Yeah, he got fired. He got fired after that, right? So you have to wonder if there is some of that mob mentality, and these people are scared to score Xbox games good or scared to score PlayStation games bad. Remember when the Order 1886 got bad reviews? You had people claiming racism. You know what I mean?
What's up with that dude too, though? No matter. Did you see his? Someone showed me. I don't know if it was his last video. But when Kudos, what's my man's name from EA? That was working for EA. His name Kudos something. That works for Microsoft now.
Yeah, Kudos Sonoda.
The one that wears the glasses, him. Yeah, when he said that Microsoft was doing things that the competition can't do, or something along those lines.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. He did a video, and I don't have a problem with this dude. You know what I mean? So we can all agree to disagree. It's nothing disrespect. But he did this video with this fucking bullet with this Windows fucking Word, Excel, or some with this PowerPoint presentation. And showing them how Sony is doing the same thing, talking about backwards compatibility, and I'm like, this guy's a fucking Jesus Christ, my God! Did you see that video, Showtime? I'm talking about?
No, I ain't seen it.
Yeah, talking about he was calling up Microsoft, and he said bang bang start game, shots fired. He did some shit like that. He's telling my bang bang, but that shit was crazy. Well, Sony isn't doing anything like Microsoft. I mean, that's Microsoft. The native backwards compatibility. He said, you know what? He said, you know, we don't buy new consoles to play last generation games, but you just fucking sit and praise PlayStation now. Like,
Right.
which one is it? Like, you know, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, but it is what it is, man. We got any more questions out there?
Yeah, Jay Martinez, he's on Twitter. Do you think MS can be more aggressive when it comes to marketing the Xbox brand and their console?
More aggressive?
I think a fucking dead hamster could be more aggressive. They're not really doing
it's
anything.
kinda quiet right now.
Hey, let's be honest here. Let's be honest here. Forza Motorsport 6 releases in 2 weeks. I've yet to see a single advertisement. You know what I mean? There's no advertising for this game. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. Sort of thing happened with Sunset Overdrive. Like again, Sony and Microsoft have switched places from last gen, and one thing that Sony did was have a lot of games and exclusive last gen, but they didn't advertise them for shit.
Yeah.
Well, I do think, listen, on this subject, they've definitely been very lax. You haven't seen commercials anywhere, but they have a ton of money going in for this Halo thing. They are going to market Halo the way like movies are marketed. It's going to be all over the place.
Let's just be clear that it's listen. If we're big as Sony, that's what you got to give credit where credit is due. For Sony to be around as long as they have been in gaming, and Microsoft is the younger brother, the new kid on the block, Sony does not have not $1 billion franchise.
No, they don't.
Yeah. Well, you will see.
Has, what, 2, 3?
2.
Yeah, 2. Well, Halo's the biggest.
Well, Halo and Gears are
franchise. You're going to see a marketing blitz on Halo. Like, you're going to see it all over the place. And they are really looking to make it an entertainment event, as Phil responded. So he said on Twitter. So it's going to be huge. But I just think
hate that they're just too quiet, you know.
I don't think they have the money that the budget is handled in different ways, you know.
They're trying like hell to post a profit. I mean, they are giving a demo. Comes out tomorrow, Forza 6. So maybe that'll stand on its own.
But also too, did you hear that recourse coming to Windows 10?
Yes.
No, I haven't heard that.
I saw that it was listed, and I think everything's coming to Windows 10. And
actually, they denied it. Actually, they pulled that back and said it's not happening.
But even with, I don't have a problem with any of it.
I don't either. But I'm just saying they did deny it.
Before I was thinking Windows PC Steam, but no, it's all in Microsoft Store. They're not allowing Fable and all that stuff's not going to Steam. It's just Windows 10.
That's where it's going to be, and that's basically Phil and I think his vision is that, listen, he knows that fanboys want Xbox to be exclusive, and they could say that they have this and others don't, but I think he cares more about giving gamers flexibility. So I think he likes the idea of buying a game on Xbox and being able to play it on PC and having take your games with you, because it fits into.
Yeah, that's only digitally though, right?
Yeah, it fits into their motto of
carry
your games to play where you're at. So cross-buy is a very real thing coming up for Xbox fans. So. To me, I don't have a problem with it, but I understand some will have it, and obviously it's going to be a transition where you can't just put it on fans. You got to do it gradually, and then it won't even be talked about because people.
Not to cut you off. Speaking of which, how do you guys feel now? And we talked about it a few weeks ago about an always online console in 2019. You stay
I don't think you can do it. You cannot come out with a game.
All right, Archie, won't do. Fuck this. Next question. Next question. You get more questions in this fucking guy.
Well, one of the guys has kept asking me, Nick. He wants to know, what do you think Sony has planned for TGS? What are they going to announce?
Bunch of Japanese stuff. Who cares?
Not TGS. The Paris event.
Nothing. Same indies. No, same shit.
They're gonna have the next Quantic Dream or whatever it is game or whatever.
I say a price drop. I'm going with a
They're
price.
not going to do it. Why would you price drop when you're kicking ass with the price you got?
Yeah,
Because I don't think that at that time when Halo's hitting, I don't think that the atmosphere is going to be what we're feeling right now. It's going to start to start Xbox to start to take a little momentum.
You know what? I thought the same thing when Titanfall came out. This month, the Xbox will win for sure, and they didn't. You know, and then I thought the same thing when I thought the same thing when Sunset came out and Horizon 2, and nope. And so I don't really think. I don't definitely when Halo comes out, but I don't. You know, it's hard saying with anything else.
I don't think Sony's going to cut. Like I said today, you got to realize that Sony right now, for the first time in their history, that
Why would
the PlayStation department is the #1 revenue maker for them. You know what I mean? So basically, the PlayStation thing is keeping their lights on. So that I wish they probably.
That is a good point, but I'm still going with. I know that I'm probably in the minority. I'm still going with a price drop.
Well, how much? $50 or $20?
Yeah, it'll just be $50.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think instead of a price drop, they're going to do more of the bundles. They're going to
and they already are.
A Naughty Dog collection bundle.
That's how I figured that Xbox was winning in August, because I saw these. I kept seeing these deals pop up. PlayStation 4 and like 3 games. It's like Batman, Witcher, and Destiny. You know what I mean? And they had that deal at quite a few places. So I think that it's interesting that like they were pushing that just because. Right,
they're a little behind, or they're close to winning.
You know what? Here's what I don't understand. Even right now, I know there are a lot of people that still has not got their console yet. What the fuck are you waiting on? Like what the fuck? Whether you know what I mean? Like you still out there? Like if you guys on that 360, let it go. Let it go. I can't hold that anymore.
Hey guys, Jay Williams sent me a message. He said he's not messing with that scrolling chat box bullshit.
Yeah,
he says that Microsoft he says if Microsoft were to develop another hit franchise, what genre should it be, and what is Microsoft lacking?
What they're lacking? I'll be honest. I'm sorry. They need a one-player, like story-driven game. Like they need like a Last of Us or something along those lines. You know,
they need like a Tomb Raider. That's what they need. Something like that.
Whatever. Something story-driven. Microsoft doesn't have that. They have the shooters. They have the racer.
Something that has an element of everything, like stealth. It got to be third person too.
Yeah, third person game. Story.
If they can make a character and design a story around it, that Shanghai thing could really be huge.
Yeah. That's why they need to open the checkbook up, give Kojima his own studio, give him that game.
I agree with Zaire. A lot of people like to always say, "Oh, let them just buy this, let them buy that." But Zaire makes a point. You have a big time name developer out on the market. You've got a CEO like Phil Spencer that wants to put money only into his own projects, and he's got an IP that everyone seemed to like at Microsoft in the Shanghai. This is all adding up, but the problem is that my personal opinion is I don't think Kojima will work for Microsoft.
I'm gonna tell you what game would have done it, but I don't know if they still developing it or not. And that was Samaritan.
Yeah,
if they would have had that game,
I agree.
If they would have had that game, boy, because the characters is interesting. Everything about that was just phenomenal with him transforming into like the stone, and it was sick.
That was to show you the power of Unreal Engine 3.
Yeah,
it wasn't technically a game that was, I guess, done by Epic. That was their thing. That could be made into a game. Like Jesus Christ, like that shit did look serious.
That's what they need. They need something like that.
Yeah,
I agree though with Mooch that they need a story-driven, emotionally attached game like The Last of Us.
Yeah, that's something they needed. What they're lacking in their portfolio.
Listen, they're due for another big franchise to create.
I think they were looking for that.
They do though. They got Quantum Break. We forgot they got Quantum Break.
Quantum Break is cool.
But Quantum Break. Remedy's gonna make Alan Wake 2, and they're gonna make it probably just for Xbox.
I'm just saying, but we forgot about it. They do have their own third-party action type game, which is Quantum Break. It isn't out yet, but it's their IP.
That game does look beautiful too. I'm not kidding. It looks amazing. Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, 1080p. But
I guess that should be about it then, huh, man? Mooch, your first show, almost an hour and 50 minutes.
Black Lives Matter. You got a little Black Lives Matter. Pebble by pebble, rock by rock.
Man. Honestly, thanks to everybody. I think we had up to almost 280 people.
No, that was 289 earlier in here.
289. That's amazing. Thank you for coming out to my channel. Big shout out to Zaire for making it today, and prayer goes out to his baby girl. We're all hoping that she gets everything.
I got something I need to ask. If anybody know how to do cartoon animations, like how Mooch had on his channel, but with the mouth moving to where we can sync, I would like to collab with you on a video. I'm looking for somebody that can do that.
It's multi-talented.
Because I got a real good idea, but I need somebody to do the animation for me.
They bring it all together.
That's right.
That's it.
I'm out of order. Yo, this whole goddamn courtroom's out of order.
No, in all real, what I got to say is thank you to everybody. It's amazing. It's been a heck of a first week for me. That's all I can say. Shout out to the cast right here. BGST, thank you for the support and love. It's been nothing but a roller coaster ride of excitement as far as I'm concerned. And if no one's got nothing else to say, out of here. Peace. Good night.